Okay, when most people think of a summer road trip, they imagine packing up the car, cranking up the tunes, and maybe checking off a few fun destinations along the way. But for one group of travelers, it's not about the beaches, the mountains, or even the landmarks. It's all about the counties.
County counting is a unique hobby that's turning every road sign into a milestone, every mile into part of a much bigger journey. Historian Chad Dean is back from one of those journeys, joins us in the Historic Studio today. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Okay, for those who may have never heard of county counting before, including yours truly, explain, what is it?
All right, well, let's start with the beginning for me.
Okay.
It was the year 2001. I was just out of college, liberal arts degree, citizen of the world, and I realized, hey, I haven't been to all the counties in Maryland. So as a teacher, I booked a professional development activity in Garrett County and crossed it off the list. And that kind of turned a light bulb on in my head. Delaware had already been completed.
Right.
That's easy, 3 counties. So I thought to myself, how about Pennsylvania? How about Virginia? And I just started working at my own pace on my own, thinking I was the only person who cared about counties. And so here I am 25 years later. I've been to 2,131 counties out of 3,144, and yet I'm not even close to being done, and I'm not even close to being one of the 65 people who have visited all of the counties in the United States.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so I'm sure you have a million stories to tell about all the counties that you've visited, but let's concentrate on the counties here. Are there any quirks or unique attributes about some of the counties in our viewing area?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Accomack County, Virginia, let's give them a shout out. In 1634, Virginia created the first 8 counties in what became the United States, and Accomack was one of those.
Oh.
So nice little shout out to them. If somebody wanted to run down there and take a selfie, that would start their county counting journey, hopefully.
Yeah.
So what are some of the biggest challenges travelers might face?
The first time someone goes cross country, I don't think they have a true understanding of how big the country is, and how long it takes to get from point A to point B. You know, mountains slow you down, construction slows you down, weather slows you down. But after you get into that rhythm of rest stops and gas stops and food stops, like you said earlier, like literally everything becomes a landmark, everything becomes a selfie. And so you'll never catch me at an amusement park. I love crossing these counties off, taking pictures with the signs. That sense of completion feels so much better than anything you could ever pay to buy a ticket for.
Right.
That's interesting. Okay, so do you have a personal story, maybe one of your favorites from a county?
I saw the Clint Eastwood movie, Bridges of Madison County, and I'm like, okay, which Madison County are we talking about? It's Iowa. And so I had to search out the covered bridge that starts the film. And I've taken selfies there, and I won't say what happened next, and I don't want to spoil the movie for people who haven't watched it.
Okay.
So well, decorum prohibits us talking about that. But then I'm a big fan of Don Henley of the Eagles.
Okay.
I would argue he's America's greatest living musician.
Okay.
One of his recent works was Cass County. He's from that county in Texas. And I'm like, oh, guess I have to go there. And I did, and it was great. I could keep on going, but I have to tell you that for me, the one story I love to tell is Alaska. There aren't roads in northern Alaska. So I had to do these counties by bush plane. And one of the pictures that I submitted is the interior of the bush plane that was held together by duct tape.
Oh my goodness.
And threats from the pilot and myself. So I live to tell the tale, but sometimes it's as easy as driving, and sometimes you have to pursue other options. But it's the stories and the experiences and the friends that you meet along the way.
Yeah, you know, absolutely.
That cliche.
That is fascinating. So if somebody wants to get into county counting, where do they start?
There is a club. It's called the Extra Miler Club.
Okay.
I would advise that they simply Google that and They have a link to the mapping, I wouldn't even call it software, a mapping website.
Yeah.
And just go from there, kind of think back to the trips that you've taken, maybe start small with the counties of Delmarva, and as your budget allows and as your Viking wanderlust grows, you might find it's an obsession. You know, some people drink, smoke, whatever. Travel is my vice.
You
and
count counties.
it is
like
a
that.
PG rated
Yep.
vice. You'll learn a lot. I've taken my travels and wrapped them into my teaching lesson plans. For better or worse, this is my life, but it's an absolutely enjoyable one.
Well, thank you for sharing your
Yes.
adventures with us, Chad Dean, Counting Counties. Have a great day.
Thank you.